guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I am going to be making my homemade lasagna and I am very excited. I've already got my sauce going. I would have to do a separate video on my sauce because I actually make it homemade, and I'll do that coming up because I actually use my sauce for a plethora of dishes that I make. My spaghetti, my stuffed shells, and also my lasagna. So that is the only thing that I really won't be demonstrating, I guess, today. But again, I can do that in another video if you would like. I'm doing kind of a little intermission here with another cooking video. I started my addiction story series, not my addiction, family member, and I hope y'all check it out. I'll be filming part 2 that series. I think every day I'll do it until it's done. It's probably four parts maybe. So I did part 1 last night. I really apologize for the video quality. I was sitting outside of my RV, and when I was filming it, it didn't look as dark as it was, so or that it ended up being. So I do apologize for that. I'm still trying to figure all this lighting and everything out, but I thought it would be okay, but it's kind of dark, so it's kind of a listening video, I guess. You can still see me, it's just not like this. So anyway, I digress. So I hope you all enjoy this video, and let's jump right in. These are all of the ingredients that you will need for the lasagna, minus the stuff that I use for my sauce. I said in the intro that I already have my sauce going, so I do not have that set out here. That's the only thing. However, what I do use is the Hunt's tomato sauce, some tomato paste, and these fire roasted diced tomatoes. I had an extra can, so I thought I'd set that out there. But I use all the Hunt's tomato based products, and I also use fresh tomatoes as well, a bunch of seasonings. I use some minced garlic, salt, pepper. I use a bunch of stuff in my sauce, some sugar. It's never the same. It's different every time. So anyway, I'll do a video on that at some point. But so for the lasagna, I always use the Berea brand. Always, always, always. That is what I get for that. For the cheeses, I use the Italian 5 cheese, the mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese. And then I've got the ricotta cheese, and I usually get this brand of the ricotta cheese, but they did not have it, and I hope it turns out. I'm not all about brand name necessarily, but when I use certain things, I am about brand name, and that's one of them, so I hope that that works out. I still have to brown the beef and onion to add into my sauce because I do make a meat sauce, but I don't want that to sit in there for, 2 hours because I just feel like the meat gets funky. So I let the sauce go for a little bit, and then I add that stuff. So then I've got black pepper, sea salt, parsley, oregano, basil, and of course minced garlic. And I also use Italian seasoning blend, which I will show you. So let's put all this together. So I have here just a regular baking dish, and luckily I have 2 of these. Not that it matters because I could use this one to assemble the lasagna in, but I have a much deeper dish that I'm going to use. So I filled this pan with very warm tap water, and I am just going to place the lasagna noodles in this water, and these are going to sit in here for 30 minutes. I do not cook. I don't boil my lasagna noodles. I feel like, and this is just personal preference, y'all can do whatever you want. I feel like if you actually cook them, boil them beforehand, the noodles get really kind of crusty and gummy. Oop, that one's broken. I don't use broken ones either. They make me mad. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then again, 30 minutes in this pan, and then take them out, dry them off, set them aside. So I have my onions going here, and they're getting pretty translucent, so I'm going to add the ground beef. Got my sauce going back there. I'm going to combine these into this bigger pan. So, drop my meat in, and I'm just going to brown this. The other thing that you can do too, which I usually do, is to add some Italian sausage into this too. I usually do a half a pound, but unfortunately, the store that I went to today only had hot, spicy Italian sausage, and I don't really care for spicy things. So that is another idea, and I usually do that. So that is the only thing that I don't have that I usually put in here, as well as fresh parsley. I don't know what is going on with their store lately. I could not find anything today. So, but I already planned on making this, so just kind of had to go with what I could find. So the only other things that I usually add to this are Italian sausage. I either do the mild or the sweet Italian sausage, and then fresh parsley into the ricotta mixture. So after this is all browned, we will add the sauce. Now that I have my meat all browned and the onions are sauteed, I am going to add the sauce that I have going over here to this mixture. I'll get the rest when I'm off camera here. So just stir that up in there. Oh, I also drained the meat. And then this has all the tomatoes and all that stuff in here too. So you're going to keep this on really, really low. Really low. Like that low. For about another half hour. So, the other thing I don't think I mentioned either is you can use any sauce. Any sauce. You can use jarred sauce. You can make your own. Anything. Anything works. So, don't feel like you have to make homemade sauce to make this, you know, good or authentic or what. Well, to be authentic, it does have to technically be homemade, but whatever. It's still good even if you use the canned stuff. So, next we will dry off our lasagna noodles. So now my lasagna noodles, I've already started putting them onto the plate here. So it's just paper towel, noodles, paper towel, noodles just in layers, just to lightly towel dry them. And then see, they're all real soft, but they're not cooked, so you won't get that crusty gummy effect when you go to bake them in the oven. So I'm just going to dry them like this for a few minutes and then take them off the paper towels so we don't have any sticking action going on, and then I'll set them aside till I'm ready to layer the lasagna. So now we are going to do the ricotta cheese layer. So I have everything all lined out here. I did already put the ricotta cheese in the bowl. Just get a medium mixing bowl like so. Because I can't do that one-handed. So I've got that. Then you're going to want to add 1 egg. And this just kind of helps keep the mixture together. Some garlic. And again, I typically just don't measure. I'm going to add some of the Parmesan cheese. Some pepper. By some, I mean a whole bunch. I love pepper. Oregano leaves, just a little bit. Oregano is a very, very strong spice. You have to be really, really careful with it. Basil leaves. Parsley flakes. And then some of this Italian seasoning I add as well, just for a little extra kick. Then I keep forgetting I have this sea salt container that I don't have to grind because it's a little hard one-handed. So then just a little bit of salt. Then I'm also going to add a little bit of mozzarella. I like this layer to be very, very cheesy. So, then you mix that all up. Here is my ricotta cheese mixture, all mixed up there. I've got my lasagna noodles, still nice and flimsy, ready to go. And then I have my sauce. And then I also get, I don't know, I hope you can see this. It's a very deep, I'll show you with my finger there, very deep Pyrex pan that I use. And I do lightly grease this with a little bit of olive oil. So the first layer is going to be the meat. The meat sauce. The meat. I just put some meat down there. Lord, it's been a long day. This is a process, y'all, especially when I'm filming it. Not that I'm griping about that, because I really like sharing and showing my recipes, but when you film it, I feel like it takes 10 times as long. So I've been going at this for some hours now. So just a layer about like that at the bottom of the pan. Then you're going to add the lasagna noodles. And you kind of want, this is just, again, my personal preference, to keep them away, as I did not do this. Oh, Lord. Away from, sorry, this is really difficult one-handed. Away from the edges of the pan so that the noodles do not scorch. So just like so. Just keep layering. Like that. Okay, so it's kind of right in the center there. And then we're going to add a layer of our cheese mixture and just spread that over. I find a spatula is the easiest in order to get this all evenly layered. So I really do need 2 hands for this. So I'm going to continue with this process. The sauce, the noodles, the cheese layer, the sauce, the noodles, the cheese layer, and then I'll show you how I top it off. I had to come back on because I forgot that when I do the ricotta cheese, I actually add a layer of Parmesan cheese on top of that before I put the sauce again. So sorry, I forgot to mention that. So I'm gonna keep going. So I have all of my layers done here. My noodles, ricotta cheese, sauce, all that goodness. And I'm right to the top of the pan here. This is a humongous pan of lasagna. I'm really glad that we have a lot of neighbors. This was actually requested by one of my neighbors because I made my stuffed shells and he's like, you need to make lasagna. So that was requested last night, so here I am. So I'm going to top this with some mozzarella and the Italian 5 cheese, which has mozzarella as well, provolone, parmesan, Asiago, and Romano cheese. So I like to do a mixture. I would actually add some parmesan as well to the top of this, but I used it all within the ricotta layer on this because it was the freshly grated parmesan, the good stuff. So, but it's all right. There's some parmesan in the Italian 5 cheese. Italian 5 cheese. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and evenly distribute this. Oops, sorry about my arm. On the pan here, or on the pan, in the pan on the top of the sauce. So just like so. So that was the mozzarella, and then I'm gonna put the Italian 5 cheese on. And you are going to bake this covered with aluminum foil at 375 degrees for 50 minutes. 50 minutes, and I will show you when this is all done. So we are all done. I cannot even explain to you. It's so cheesy. I cannot even explain to you how good this smells. It came out perfect. So that is the finished product, and I also put some garlic toast in the oven, and this is just frozen Texas toast in the freezer section. So I just put that in the oven for about 8 minutes, flipping halfway through. So we have that to pair with this delicious, delicious lasagna. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a blessed day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!